Good afternoon YouTube, Warbles on a lot here with yet another clip in the SunFoil 5th prototype construction sequence, where I've had a bit more drama with the paint. Now I was seriously intending to let this thing sit for another 24 hours, but probably luckily I decided it would be a good idea to mask it with expensive 3M Scotch masking tape. But as you can see, when I took the masking tape off, the enamel was soft enough to have retained the impression of the adhesive on the bottom of the Scotch tape. So I was initially a little bit cranky at that. However, before I could get cranky at it, I noticed that over here, where there used to be a couple of little tiny bubbles, there was an enormous gas bubble under the paint. And I think what's going on there is either there's a piece of badly mixed epoxy or there's a little bit of badly formulated epoxy, and it's not gone off yet. It's been there for weeks, and every time the solvent from the paint hits it, it has an outgassing reaction. So there you go, you can see more of that. And basically there's more paint disaster down there, even though you can see the reflection of the camera in some parts of it. So all is not perfect, but it is not irrecoverable. And I guess that means the silastic is going to get painted blue. When I go to town and buy yet another can of blue spray paint, they must love me in the paint shop. See, you can see reflections in it. It's really quite shiny where it is shiny, but it's not shiny in enough places. Now maybe I could get cranky at the idea that the paint job's gone wrong again. Maybe I could look at it in terms of it's a learning curve. You know, I've never tried to spray paint wood before. The big thing that stops me from getting angry is that my son has been a bit slack with his fuel log recording, and he tells me that sometime in the last fortnight or so there was at least one occasion where he put fuel in the car while he had a duty driver with him, and you know, the duty driver was sober, but my son put the fuel in the car and he didn't bother writing it down. So when I do put this thing on the roof of his car, it's not going to be connected up until we've got 1 month of figures that he can vouch for as being accurate. Top of the tank recording. And I suppose when it does go on the car, we're going to get a valid comparison of the aerodynamic difference of putting a SunFoil on a Holden Rodeo. It's actually what he did with the Brumby. He drove around for 3 weeks with the Mark II on the roof of the Brumby without getting around to connecting it up. So it's consistent, and it means that if I have to wait 2 days between paint coats so that the stuff is actually dry before I move on to the next step, well, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint the bloody thing tomorrow, and I'm going to put it in the bunk room, and I'm just going to leave it there for 2 or 3 days. And if that upsets my sense of impatience, well, tough, I'll do something else, you know. There's a legal eagle, beagle and briefcase matter that requires me to make a pipe. I could probably go on to that while I'm waiting for the paint to dry. Don't know, see how I go. I also got to do some washing because I'm out of clean underpants and I'm out of clean t-shirts. I probably should have done the washing today and let the paint dry. 20/20 hindsight's a wonderful thing when you're working out why you've made a mistake. Ciao.